Well, in the symphony of success at age 56, where a successful entity thrives and, of course, melodies come alive, join me in welcoming the managing director of a premier, in fact, one of the known spectacles, PVR INOX. Joining me is Mr. Ajay Bijli. Mr. Bijli, thank you so much for joining us on this conversation on India Today Group.
Thank you for having me.
Quite a pleasure to have you, and what a look it is, I must say.
Look of the cinema?
Look of the cinema. Just to start off and to delve a bit deeper, of course, this dates back in 1930s, where your father was into the transport business and you had to find your passion and calling of art. From then until now, what has changed?
Well, 39, my grandfather started the trucking company, transport company, Amritsar Transport, and then my father carried it on, and I joined it in 88 after finishing college, and so it was okay. I was struggling a little bit, but luckily my father had a cinema called Priya in Vasant Vihar, and so I asked him if I could take a look at that and revamp it, because at that time Hollywood movies were very popular in Delhi, but only 2 houses were playing Hollywood films. So that's it. He gave me the opportunity, and I started renovating it, put a Dolby system there, and God was kind. I got very good response, and that's it. That's when my love for creating cinemas started. And then, of course, Dad passed away in 92, which was a big setback. But between 92 and 94, I was running Priya. At the same time, I was running the transport company, Amritsar Transport, ATC it's called now. And then from 95 onwards, I got into multiplexing. And that's when I realized that this is what I want to do. And my cousins were looking after the ATC. And now my son looks after ATC as well. So that's very good. So life has come full circle. And that's it, really. My passion has been to build great cinemas for a very disparate market that is there at every price point, whether it's a 100 rupee ticket price market or whether it's a 1500 rupee ticket price market, because India is very heterogeneous when it comes to movie watching. Everybody has this one common passion, which is to go out and watch movies on the big screen. I wanted to create a solution for every aspiration and every taste and preference of the consumer.
That's lovely, and I'm going to connect this with your second innings, which was music. Last year you started a band, and I think since then the road has only started flourishing with a lot of projects that you're into. Tell me, how close are you to this passion of yours, and, well, clearly passion into profession?
Well, I must say that I am running the company, so I am. My main job is, to run PVR Cinemas, PVR INOX, the merged entity. I have a huge responsibility towards the shareholders. I have huge responsibilities towards my people. 25,000 people work in the company. 200 million people come to the cinemas with the grace of God. So this is really a hobby. So it's not a second innings; it's a side innings. It is something that, like any other entrepreneur, likes to play golf or tennis or indulge in painting or whatever they do. I thought music was my calling. I've always been very fond of singing, and during COVID I got this chance to reconnect with some musicians, and I formed the band. And now also I try not to eat into my work time. Whatever I do with my music, I have to get up very early at an unearthly hour of 5 o'clock to do my riyaz.
Oh, wow.
And whether it's English training or Hindi training of my voice, because both require a teacher to teach me. And then in the evenings after office hours and on the weekends, I jam with my band. The journey has been that I was doing a lot of cover songs, Hindi cover songs, English cover songs, with a little bit of twist of our own random order rendition. Not exactly copied the originals, but now I feel like doing originals. My own music, obviously with renowned music directors. But before I did that, I said, let me take God's name, because this is one prayer, Ek Onkar, which is something that I've been singing for the last 5-6 years at home. My mother loves it, and I've been singing A.R. Rahman's version of Harshdeep Kaur, which came in Rang De Basanti, which is fantastic. And I also was very influenced by how Shekhar sang Hanuman Chalisa. So I approached Shekhar Ravjani and I said, can you do a original rendition for Ek Onkar for me? Because you've really done a good job with Hanuman Chalisa. And fortunately, he's a friend, and he said, Ajay, no problem, let me do a new version. And he came out with this loop of Vaheguru and the whole melody of Onkar, which I really liked. And I sang it, and I said, wow, now that I've sung it, let me record it properly and give it more body and give it more shape, and let me record a video as well. And then I approached my second friend, and I'm not name dropping here, these are my friends, Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra. And I said, why don't you, sort of make a video for me? And he said, yeah, let's do that. And then he came out with this idea, it wasn't my idea, to go to Leh Ladakh, find a very picturesque, scenic. It was quite an experience. It was very cold there as well. But, and I've always been behind the scenes. I'm somebody who's been building cinemas.
Yeah.
I never like to be in front. I don't know how to act to save my life. But so he said, no, you have to be there in the video. You have to establish that you've sung the song. And so that's it really. So now in my side innings, I want to do originals. So this is the first one that I've done, which is a rendition of a very, very, soulful, spiritual prayer. And I hope it touches people.
Yeah.
And from there on, I'll do normal Hindi pop songs.
Oh, great, great. That's going to be something to look forward to. But
Yeah.
Mr. Bijli, would you agree, because you did talk a lot about the rendition, would you consider this as your spiritual awakening?
Not really. Not really. I don't want to go. I'm not
Too
that.
sentimental.
I'm not that deep a person. Whatever, like any other average Joe who likes to take, God's name in the morning, and that's all I do. But because I'm fond of singing, so I sing in the mornings instead of just going to the temple that we have at home.
Right.
I sing few 6, 7 prayers that I really like, and one of them is this.
Great. And is it in the family, or is it just you?
My younger daughter loves to sing,
lovely.
Naina. And I believe my grandfather was also very fond of, I've been told, singing. I never got the chance to meet him, but he was very fond of singing as well.
So that runs in the blood, clearly.
It runs in the blood,
Great.
absolutely.
Something very interesting you mentioned, and on a lighter note, I'd say you're actually living the 70 hours work per week, because if you're doing 5 to 9 music and 9 to 5 work, I think that's a lot of it. Is that how your day goes on a daily basis?
No, it's longer than that.
It's
Much
longer
longer
than
than that. Yeah. It's but I just want to make the most of the day that is presented to me. I'm not trying to get philosophical here, but I do try to pack in a lot. And this is really taking a lot of my time, because I also have to meet my band members in the evenings. So after I finish my work, I do that. And plus I want to spend time with my family, my wife, everyone. So it is I think it's eating more into my social life has gone completely for a toss.
Right.
Because between work, family, a little bit of exercise that I do and singing, there's hardly any time left for that.
Is there something that you draw common between your business and your passion for singing?
I think whatever you do, you should do properly. That's the only thing I believe in, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. That's why I've only done one thing, which is cinemas, and I've tried to make the company a specialized exhibition company. So this also I don't want to do just for the heck of it, because I told Amit Trivedi is doing the music for me, and I was very open with him, and I said, don't think it's a vanity project. I'll sing a few lines of the song that you've written. I'll send you Deva Deva, a rendition that I did. I did Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by George Michael, Elton John. So I sang few songs and sent it to him. I did a Zoom call with him. I said, only if you feel I'm worthy as a singer. Please, this is not Ajay Bijli, PVR MD talking to you. It's Ajay Bijli who wants to sing, talking to you. Do you feel I can do justice to the songs that you made? And he said, no, sir, I would have told you straight away on your face, that if you're not going to be able to manage these songs. And so I was fortunate that that all that practice that I do in the mornings paid off, because I was able to hit those notes that he put in the songs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You're very close to art, and I think something that the millennials love is, these concerts, gigs. Are you close to this? Do you plan to perform for the public?
No, I do small gigs, random, because otherwise the band will get disbanded. So I think what gives every musician is the opportunity to sing in front of an audience. So I think it's fun to do some gigs. We've got our own club here called Home, Piano Man in Koram, then twice in Bombay. We just cover songs, English cover songs, Hindi cover songs. So we perform. It's good fun, but nothing very massive. But 300, 400 people maximum.
Great.
Yeah.
Mr. Bijli, I'm going to get back to your business side of it, and because it's, of course, 2023 is about to end, just about 2 days. We are at the second last working day. Tell me, how has the year been like, especially after the big merger?
A very busy year. Because obviously merger, you needed to get synergies out of combining two companies. So very fortunate on the revenue side. Whatever we had forecasted, 225 crores of synergies on the 18 months time, I think half of it we already got in the first maybe 9 months, both on F&B pricing, menu changes because INOX did not serve non-vegetarian food, ticket pricing, cost side, 1/3 of the synergies of getting economies of scale. So that's been, and the challenge of integrating two companies. A lot of people are there. Organization structure. We hired Corn Ferry. We hired BCG to help us navigate through all this. So that's been on the merger side. And then on the flow of content and the consumer behavior in the second year has changed dramatically. There's been an incredible flow of content, and the content which is connected with the consumers have just hit the roof. Nobody had seen these kind of numbers of 500 crores, 4 or 5 movies this year. I think it'll be Pathan, Jawan, Animal, Gadar 2. So 5 movies have already. I think Salar probably is also on its way. It's never been seen before. Some mid-budget movies have also done exceedingly well. Fukre 3, Dream Girl 2, Sam Bahadur, 12th Fail, Rocky Rani, of course, did very well. Hollywood films did very well. Oppenheimer, MI7, Barbie. So it's been a fabulous year on the content side. And on the supply, on the demand side, other than maybe 1 or 1.5 months of cricket, I think people were coming out in hordes. Cricket was the only thing which maybe impacted a little bit of that 45 days for a number of reasons. Held every 4 years, held in India, India playing well. So all these things also play a big role. But otherwise, all that skepticism of certain segment of consumers who were not coming in the first year of opening, that's gone away completely. I saw so many people coming out in the cinemas who hadn't visited for 2 years and 3 years. So that's very, very heartening.
Great. And you do stay on your expansion and growth plans for 2020?
We're opening about 150 screens every year. Because now the screen count thing is not that important. What is important is that every screen has to be profitable. Even earlier that was a focus. But yes, in this whole comparative thing, sometimes you were looking at screen count more than anything else. But now we're looking at, is this a value accretive project or not? So a lot of value accretion, very high quality projects, good developers, good developments, good rental deals, destination projects, high quality cinemas with Phoenix, with DLF, with Oberoi Realty, with Prestige, with Lulu. So very good stuff we're doing.
Great. One quick question, Mr. Bijli, before I end this. You're of course into movies, into music. Is there something else to do?
This is enough. If I can do a good job of this too and be a good father and a good husband and a good son as well, I'll be very happy.
Quite nice. Thank you so much for talking to us on Business Today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.